Commander.
All right, people. Story time. This was almost 20 years ago, so my memory might be a little hazy. With XCOM gone and no sign of any survivors from HQ, I had somehow fallen in with a couple of other misfits the aliens hadn't managed to kill yet. We mostly kept our heads down and scavenged what we could. Until one day we found a map. A map claiming to point towards a human sanctuary. A gathering place for those of us still out there. We were suspicious, of course, but we didn't really have much else to lose. 5 minutes in either direction and we would have never met. But for whatever reason, my little group seemed to get along pretty well. We weren't much more than wandering vagabonds at that point, but the map gave us a purpose. Something to work towards. That meant moving through occupied territory, though. So this was sure to be a test of our resolve. Missed the target!
Le he dado, ¿no?
I had been moving in the fringes, surviving on whatever I could, wherever I could. Truth be told, I had just about given up on everyone by then. Our so-called leaders had already told the world the fight was over, and I was in no position to convince anyone otherwise.
¿Qué hay ahí? Target neutralized.
Overwatch. I don't remember all the details, especially how I made it out of the base back then. I woke up in a smoking pile of rubble and crawled as far as I could. Beyond that, it was a lot of dark, bitter days in between. Rolling out.
Bien. Heading there now.
We had hoped we could scavenge a few supplies. Maybe find something to eat at the diner. Unfortunately, the aliens didn't give us a whole lot of time to look around. I'm trusting you here.
Te haré caso. Back online.
We're green to go.
Estoy preparada. Got it covered.
It's strange to think what it was like back then, before Advent became the front. There were plenty of aliens, but a lot less barking. Stranger still is how quickly people forgot what the real faces of the war looked like. You wouldn't think the novelty of alien invaders would ever wear off. a grenade!
Todo cubierto. Ya, no le he dado.
In the early days, the Faceless weren't even disguised half the time. And there were all kinds of silly-ass rumors about shape-shifting animals, vehicles, all kinds of things. That made trust even harder to come by among strangers.
Boom! A ese le he dado fijo.
Grenade!
¡Me voy a achicharrar!
We had to make do with whatever weapons we could scrounge up. We didn't know a whole lot about the alien tech back then. I figured at least I could count on it being pointed at the aliens first.
Oh, vale, voy. Guardia.
I'm watching.
I'm on it.
Moving to Overwatch.
Confirmed. Moving to Overwatch.
What's over there?
Supongo que está bien.
I'm covering. Come get some.
En guardia. ¡Cubrid los flancos!
It's dead. It has to be dead. Cover the flanks! About to get
Come
burned
on!
to a crisp! The first day went well, but now the aliens knew we were up to something. Our first stop yielded a few decent upgrades, but nothing that was gonna set the world on fire. And there was only so much we could take with us. We had to travel light if we were gonna keep up this pace. We had no idea who made the map in the first place. But if there really was some kind of hidden sanctuary out there, I wanted to see it for myself. The map was steering us right through town, but we figured maybe we'd creep through the cemetery instead to keep things quiet. I tried to take a few notes just in case we forged a new path. If history was going to be written by the victors, then I at least wanted to have something ready.